Hi everyone, and welcome to today's Carly and Convo. We are joined by the lovely Danielle Lloyd today, so that's very exciting. Danielle, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
What have you been up to then? So I'm sure you've got your hands full at the
I
moment.
well, luckily enough, I went and took the baby to get my nails done this morning, but it was quite funny because I got a pedicure as well, and the baby was crying, so we had to switch around from nails to toes to me holding her to her falling asleep. It was just, and then the nail lady had her little son as well, so yeah, it was just manic.
That sounds absolute carnage, but at least you got some fresh set on.
Got some fresh
Oh,
nails.
nice. I'll put my claws away because you put me to shame with mine. I'm going to hide them up. I'm not going to get them out again. So obviously, yeah, you had your little girl. Was it late last year when you had her? So has it been a bit crazy since, or has she been quite good? Good
Do you know
change.
what? She is so good. Like you wouldn't know that you had her. Like she's teething at the moment. So, but she's just so good. Like she just sits and as soon as she opens her eyes, she just smiles and she's so happy.
Oh, you're making me broody.
I know. Like whenever anyone sees her, they're like, "Oh my God, I'm so broody."
She is so cute. I have had a little look, and I'm not just saying it, but she is absolutely adorable. Bless her.
Thank
And I know
you.
you were really keen on having a girl. You've got 4 boys, haven't you? So you were really keen on having a girl this time. So I know you said, I've seen a couple of interviews you've done recently, you were at the stage where you're really desperate on having her. And you even said you've got a bit of stick for the fact that you'd been quite open about that, which I just find really strange.
Yeah, well, obviously because I'd said about having the gender selection, and then people were like, "Oh, you should just be grateful for what you've got." And I really am. I love my boys so much, but there was just this urge inside me that I wouldn't feel complete unless I had a daughter as well. So yeah, I got a little bit of stick, but then I always think to myself, well, when a man's as his first child, they always say "Oh, I'd love a son."
Yeah, so we can play football.
Yeah, it's okay for them to say that, but yeah, it's not okay for me to say that I want a girl. So,
Yeah.
but anyway,
that's totally understandable, especially after 4, and that doesn't take away what you think or feel about your 4 boys. But after 4, you're probably thinking, yeah, it's just about time you want a little girl around.
yeah, I need someone on my side.
Oh, bless. How has it been then now juggling 5? So as she's been really good, I guess if she's been really good, it's not really made too much fuss.
Now, do you know what? It's like one more to add to the madhouse is just one more to add. I feel like after 1 or 2, it's well, the more the merrier.
I guess maybe they can sort of help look after one another a little bit now too, if you've got sort of the sibling thing going on.
Well, Archie helps out with feeding the baby and stuff like that. So none of them want to change the bum, which is understandable.
Yeah, I don't blame them for that one. Yeah, definitely not.
But they are really helpful. It's nice. It's like a big age gap. When she's 10, Archie's going to be 21, so she's literally not going to be able to move.
Oh, bless. Yeah, well, at least you'll have that. Imagine that, she's eventually grown up. You've got 4 big brothers to get through. Let alone mum as well. You've got 4 brothers. That is going to be hard for anyone. Bless her.
She's not going to be able to move.
So yeah, apart from juggling the kids, I know you've got a lot go on. You have some businesses and stuff, and you have your modelling and stuff that you still go on. How do you sort of prioritize things and make sure you get everything done? That must be really hard to juggle.
Yeah, well, obviously my main priority is the children. I'm really lucky because Michael's really hands-on as well. So obviously the 4 older kids go to school, so we've only really got Autumn at home. And I've been trying to do a lot of working from home, so a lot of home businesses. I've started up my new business, Jet Set, with Danielle Lloyd. So I'm really enjoying that. And I get to travel and stuff with that.
I saw this earlier actually. The travel thing on your Instagram. I thought that looked quite interesting.
It is, because obviously with travel, I always book my holidays through popular search engines, and then they take the commission. So with this job, I'm basically booking my own holidays and earning the commission back myself. So it's a win-win situation.
That seems like a no-brainer then.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm really, really enjoying that, and that it's helping me obviously stay at home with autumn as much as possible. But then obviously I do still love going out to work as well on my photo shoots. And
I've seen them as well. There's the recent Valentine's one. You looked absolutely insane.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, to be honest, like I've got into my head that I wanted to stay in shape while like being pregnant. I didn't want to let myself go this time because I just felt like as you get older, it gets harder to lose weight. And I think with this pregnancy, I was fortunate. I didn't put on as much weight as what I did with the boys, but it was like a conscious thing as well. Like I didn't eat for two this time.
I was going to say, like, obviously you're juggling all the kids and stuff, but how have you had the time to, like, I guess, like, snap back so fast? Because I was looking at your pictures and I was like, I've never looked that good in my entire life, let alone you've had 5 children. So I'm literally baffled by it. So what are the secrets behind sort of like looking that good then that you share with us mere mortals, please? Because I need to take it all on board.
A lot of it obviously is luck, I think, like in genes. Got to thank my mum and dad for that. But, so yeah, I have been lucky, but I think breastfeeding obviously helped for the first sort of 6 weeks. And then probably another one was stress of having 5 kids. Run around after them all. And yeah, I've just really tried to like eat healthily. Like a lot of people think like by going to the gym all the time that's going to help them get into shape, and then they go home and eat what they want, and that's why you don't lose the weight that you want to. Like 80% of being healthy and getting into shape is your diet. So I've really concentrated on my food.
Yeah, that's one thing I can't do. I can get up, I can get myself to the gym or have an exercise. It's my diet that I really struggle with. I think happy balance, you're fine. So this time round, have you been able to do it all sort of like naturally? You've done it for your diets and stuff. Have you sort of had any sort of like extra help at all?
So, I've been obviously taking when I was pregnant, before I got pregnant, I was taking I'm really into keto diet. So I was doing the keto diet before getting pregnant, and I tried to keep up with it while I was pregnant for about the first 4 months, but it become a struggle because obviously I wasn't getting enough carbs in my body. So I stopped doing that and I started obviously trying to eat more carbs. And then afterwards, I found a really good diet plan called Exanti. So I've been taking them, like the like meal replacements, little snacks and stuff, which are perfect for obviously mums on the go like me, because I can just literally like pick up a bar or pick up a shake and like literally run out the door. I think when you've got 5 kids, like you come last. So like for me, it's just perfect to just
take it while you can.
Yeah, take it on the go. And when you forgot your breakfast or forgot your dinner because you're too busy cooking for the kids, it's just easy.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I know you've been kind of like open with like certain procedures you've had done before. Is there anything, like I know I read recently you said like you're completely happy where you are now, and I don't blame you. I would be too if I were you. But is there anything you plan on having done again in the future or anything like that?
I'm not allowed. I've been told no more. Michael's banned me, but I think that was one of the reasons I really wanted to look after myself throughout the pregnancy as well, because I was sort of determined to not have any more surgery. And not only had I been told to not have more surgery as well. So like, I can't get fat, I can't get fat. So I really made a conscious effort so that I didn't have to, because obviously having surgery and having 5 kids, it's a lot. Like you have to spend time recovering and stuff like that. So I'm not saying like I regret any of it in the past, because I don't. Like, you know, everything happens for a reason. But hopefully I won't be having any more ever, unless like I'm 70 and I need a facelift. then we'll think about it.
I love how Michael's banned you. Is this because he loves you how you are and he doesn't want you changed anymore, or he doesn't want to put you at risk and everything?
He's like, oh, you're fine as you are, you're lovely, like you look so good, and you can do it, like you can lose weight without going to have it sucked out. So Yeah, he prefers me how I am. And I'm like, you could do with a little bit of Botox. And it's like, no chance.
So you think, is he going to stay au naturel? He is.
Oh, well, we'll see. He is for now.
So I know you also had like a bit of a terrible like surgery like ordeal where like you had like that almost died on the operating table. I think I read. Did that kind of put you off as well as sort of Michael putting his foot down?
Yeah, well, I'd say yeah, but obviously I've been for more surgery after that. But a lot of it was reconstructive surgery because of what happened to me in the past. It was horrendous. Obviously, when you're a teenager, when like you just think, oh, I want this, and this, and I kept going bigger and bigger, and then the bigger I went, the more problems I had, and you research people and you think that everything's going to be okay, but really with surgery, things can go wrong, and I wouldn't say that I regret it because obviously now, like I feel like, especially with my daughter, I can encourage her not to do things and make the same mistakes I have, and try and be natural. And I'm sure she's going to be naturally beautiful anyway. But you learn by your mistakes, and hopefully, like I can teach other people as well to not make the same mistakes I did.
Yeah, no, sounds right. And then I know I read as well, sorry, in lockdown, where you weren't like you've been open about like your mental health and you struggled a little bit during then. Are you sort of in a better place now? Are you okay?
Yeah, like through lockdown, I felt fine. Like I felt like I was coping okay, and then the next minute, like it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like broke down. I was like, I'm not okay. This is like really hard. Like I started drinking it. It gets to like 12 o'clock, and I was like, oh my god, can we open a bottle of wine yet? This is so boring. Can't handle homeschooling these kids any longer. It's lunchtime. It's fine. It's super. So yeah, and then I just felt like there's so much so many people relying on me. It was just so much pressure. So luckily, I felt like in the past, because of what's happened to me in the past with mental health before, like I was able to just open up or speak to my doctor straight away and get the help what I needed. And I think that's the most important thing, like when you are feeling down, make sure that you just speak to someone and tell them that you need the help.
Yeah, no, definitely. So I'm glad that you've kind of come out of it, and then you've been open, you've spoke to people, and now I hope you're in a better place.
I'm in such a better place now. Like, to be honest, when I was having my daughter, just before the birth, I actually called the doctor and I was like, I think I'm going to get some tablets just in case, like I feel like I have postnatal depression afterwards. So I've actually got my tablets sitting there waiting in case I feel like down or whatever. But I've been feeling absolutely amazing, to be honest. So yeah, I'm good. I'm all good.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's great to hear. Oh, for sure. And then looking back at sort of like your WAG days, which honestly, like, just fascinates me. All that kind of like stuff. I remember when I was little, like it would be like all over the papers. I was literally so immersed by it all. Is there any sort of wild stories of like your time, like that kind of era, that kind of stick out or stand out to you at all?
God, we always used to be wild. I think we were allowed to be wild, like, because we weren't the ones that had to play football. So like we'd always have like wild night outs, and we'd be the ones that were like able to get drunk all the time. But yeah, it was, it was a good time. Like the girls were all so nice.
That's good. So how do you feel like looking back at that era then? Is it because it's just iconic? Do you know what I mean? You're part of like the most iconic sort of era of that. I don't really know if we really have that anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like it's such people.
Now it's influencers, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
it's gone from like the WAG culture to like now it's like influencer, like Love Island, that sort of thing. So my kids probably look at the TV and be like, oh, I want to go on Love Island. Whereas back in the day, like people wanted to be a WAG.
That was honestly like kind of like not like a career option, but like it was a life goal for people. So like this, yeah. So yeah, you're totally right. It's been like replaced by like the reality, like Love Island stardom, I guess. Is there anyone sort of you stay in touch with, like WAG wise, that you like get on with the most still up to this day? Then,
well, from back in the day, so me and Dawn Ward have been like really good friends since I was 16. Leanne Brown, Tanya Bardsley, Colleen, like there's so many of them that are just so lovely. And then obviously like all like the local girls that live by me as well, which I've been friends with since I've lived in Birmingham.
Yeah, sounds good. There was a little bit of aggro, I remember, with Nicola. I think we've got a picture of her somewhere. Have you heard from her since it all went off? Are you on better terms now? Is it all brushed under the carpet?
No, I've not heard from her, thank God. And yeah, do you know what? I think as you grow up, you just get over things and move on. Like it's just petty, really, isn't it? So
yeah. I know that was kind of linked to your ex-husband, Jamie. Are you guys on better terms now, like at all between you, like the family stuff?
Yeah, we just get on for the kids' sake. I mean, we don't really speak. We don't live near each other, so but we get on for the kids. I think that's the main thing.
Yeah. And going on back to, I know I'll skip a question. We're obviously with Michael now. So he's not in the kind of limelight showbiz sort of sector. I think he's the electrician.
Yeah, he's an electrician. I was going to say he absolutely hates it.
That's what I was going to say. How does he find, obviously, your well-known household name? What does he think of like getting sort of brought in or like coming with you to events or the showbiz stuff? Is he like, oh, do I have to? Or does he enjoy it?
Just like, I mean, I've made him do photo shoots in the past and now he just flat out refuses. He's just like, no way. Like, it's not happening. Like, he hates it. Or like when Pap's there, he just gets all like, he gets all flustered and stuff. And he's just like, he hates it. The kids are better at it than him. Like, my kids start doing like poses like this. Like in the street, they're more into it than that he is.
Is it like better dating someone out of the public eye then?
Yeah, he's definitely grounded me. Like I feel like he is just like he's changed me so much. Like I feel like before I met him, I feel like when you're in that sort of like celebrity world, you sort of get sucked in, and you have an ego and. Like I'm just such a different person now. Like that ego's like totally gone out the window. I'm just a normal person. I'm a normal mom. Like I just love being at home with my family.
Looking back, going even further back, we're going to like your pageant days. We've got a lovely picture. I think we're going to put up. So Miss TV, I think 2006. I've got written down. I think that's right. How does it feel looking back at you then?
I know. Look how young we looked. Wow, time goes so fast. It was an amazing part of my journey. Do you know what I mean? Like I'd struggled really from a young age with abuse, and obviously that sort of pageant just made me a much stronger person and made me a lot more confident as well. And especially when I won. It gives you that boost, and yeah.
Well, I can't blame him for picking you. Look absolutely amazing there.
Yeah, just not right now.
Yes, you do. Oh my God, yes, you so do. Would you let your daughter do pageant stuff? Would that something that you'd be sort of like to coach her into at all?
I mean, I won't be coaching her or pushing her into anything like that. I think I'm just with any of my kids. I just want them to do whatever they want to do. Like I want them to be happy. Like. My older kids want to play football now. I will do everything in my power to try and help them along the way. Obviously, they've got to have the ability to be a footballer, but like I'll support them with whatever they want to do.
Yeah, and then looking back at your sort of glam modeling and even Playboy, I was reading did Playboy stuff. Here's you now, looking amazing. So how did you first get into the Playboy stuff? Obviously, that's quite up there.
Yeah, I know. It was a bit of a mad one, actually. Like, I was asked to do... So, I won Miss Great Britain. And then, all of a sudden, this call come in from, like, Playboy asking me if I would do the cover of Playboy magazine. And I was like, oh, my God, like, I can't turn this down. Like,
No.
how can I turn, like, the most iconic celebrities ever have done Playboy? Like, I can't say no. So, like, I tried to keep it from my dad. And my mum was like, oh, like, I don't know. They weren't too keen on it, but I'm so glad that I did it. Like, the pictures, I feel like really proud of the pictures and stuff. And although there was a bit of controversy, like, it was definitely worth it.
I mean, no, not just anyone can say they've done that. Do you know what I mean? So I'm glad for you that you've done it too. Would you do it again if you got offered? Was that something you sort of had the door open for?
I don't know. Maybe I'll come do like a cover when I'm 60. I don't think my 4 older boys would appreciate that. They'd be like, "Mom, put some bloody clothes on."
That'd be funny though.
It will be.
So obviously you do OnlyFans and you've had some great success with that, and obviously it's still similar to sort of like the glam modern era and stuff. I've got to ask, have you had any really weird requests on there? I'm sure they come in thick and fast sometimes.
Oh yeah, I always get weird requests from my OnlyFans. It's part and parcel, really. Like I've really actually enjoyed having my OnlyFans. Like, you know, there's a lot of stigma behind it, but I feel like, you know, it sort of like helped me through lockdown as well, because obviously, like, someone like myself wasn't working a lot, and you know, it was a steady income, and it was great. And you know, I get to speak to people on there that usually wouldn't have access to me. And you know, apart from, like, you do get the odd, like, weirdo who asks for, like, will you sell him your underwear, and then he wants to send you a picture of himself wearing it or something, like, you know. Then yeah, like,
oh my god,
I like speaking to them all. Obviously, like, it's entertainment. It makes me laugh.
Bless it. Yeah, that would. I mean, yeah, some of them would throw me off. I would probably have to share with, like, friends and family. Like, I've had this absolutely, like, belter of a request. You get someone the other day, and they just have constantly, like, feet requests thrown at them. And then
feet. That's a massive one. They always.
Is that most common? I don't know. I mean, I don't know why. I'm sure loads of people have a love for it, but yeah, not really doing much for me personally.
I've had my pedicure today, so I might get them out tonight.
If anyone's listening and you're subscribing, you're in for an absolute treat tonight. Oh, I know what you're going to do after this call, Danielle.
Get my feet out.
Do you sort of have boundaries on there then? Is there any, like, would you go fully nude, or do you just sort of like lingerie, like?
Yeah, I have obviously got boundaries, because obviously I am married and stuff. But you know, I just see what the day brings, and you know, at the end of the day, like, it's nothing that anyone hasn't seen before. So I'm happy. As long as I'm happy and my husband's happy, then that's the main thing.
Does he help you out with the shoot sometimes?
Oh yeah, I get him to take them.
Oh, would you ever join in? Because sometimes, like, people do couple things on their OnlyFans. It's sort of like, would he getting some snaps with you? Is that not?
Bloody hell, we can't get them in the pap ones. Never mind on OnlyFans.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure there's a clientele for it. I'm sure there's clientele for everything. Kerry Katona is obviously a celeb like you, got OnlyFans, done amazing. I think she earned like a 1 million last year or something. So there's definitely the opportunity for people with, like, a large following like yourself to really rank it in. Have you been? Are you anywhere near that kind of figure?
I mean, I wish I was near 1 million. And now I've read a couple of things where they're like, she earns this much a month and she earns that much, and I'm like, yeah, I wish I did, but I don't. I think, like, for me, especially, I've been pregnant the past year. So, you know, definitely, there probably was people on there that wanted to see me with a bump and some weird, you know, but no. I wasn't on there for a whole year, so I'm just getting back into it now.
Back at it now, fresh pedicure, ready to go.
Yeah, ready to get the feet out.
And then Katie Price is also now on the platform. I think this happened very recently. She's on there. Is it? I think I read that you'd actually urged her to get on there and start making some money. Did you sort of encourage her on there?
Well, the same with Kerry. Like, Kerry approached me and said, you know, oh, how do you feel doing OnlyFans? And I was like, I feel great. Like, it's good money. Like, at the end of the day, like, who's bothered? You could Google and see them pictures online anyway of you in your underwear. So why not open a page? And so she did. And she's like, Danielle, it was the best thing I ever did. Thank you so much. So yeah, I'm glad Katie's on there. I don't see why more people aren't. Like, there is just such a like crazy stigma around it. Like, there's people on there that don't post underwear pictures or whatever, or they're not like into porn or whatever. That people on there like do like just modeling or fitness stuff or cooking. Like, there's so many different like random people on there. It's not just for getting your kit off.
Yeah, so basically if you've got a following and you're not on there, then I'm slightly confused why you aren't.
Yeah, like, you need to get on there and get making some money.
I mean, I need some fans and then I can get on there. But yeah. Katie wise, are you guys, I think I saw where there was rumors that there was like a feud between you, but then you both like, we've been friends for years. I don't know where that's even come from.
Yeah, I didn't actually see this, like, what story. Apparently that it said that we'd had some feud or something, and then I seen Katie post like, yes, me and Danielle are still friends. Like, what are you going on about? And I was like, I messaged her and I was like, I haven't even seen what's going on. Like, but it's like any mum with kids, like, you're not going to speak to the same people every single day. Like, your family comes first, but it doesn't mean that you're not friends. So
yeah, no, of course. Have you been in touch with her lately at all? Have you seen a sort of new set of surgery? What are your initial thoughts?
I haven't actually seen now that I'd seen that. I think that she'd had some recent surgery, but I think I spoke to her a few weeks ago and she was asking me how I'd got back into shape after the baby. So I was just letting her know like what I'd been up to and stuff, and just said about my diet. So
yeah, everyone needs to know. Everyone wants to know. It's so fast. She's looking at your.
I think people were like, I'd had some people messaging me like, oh, you've had liposuction straight after giving birth. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not a thing. Like, that's like, you can't just pop a baby out and be like, by the way, could you mind sucking a bit of fat out? I don't think so.
I mean, that actually sounds like a new invention. That should be, when I eventually have a baby, that would be quite handy. But no, I don't.
I went to an NHS hospital, so I'm definitely sure that's not a thing there.
Yeah, I think resources are stretched enough. They're not going to offer you some free lipo there, are they?
No.
But yeah, anyway, you've got 5 kids. We've talked about the juggling. How do you sort of make time for you and Michael and keep that spice sort of going?
We do try and have date nights. Like, we went out on Saturday night, which was really nice. We just depend on sort of family members helping us out with the kids, really. But otherwise, we're just constantly with the kids. And the only time we get to see each other is when we go to bed of a night and we're like so tired, it's like good night.
And I know you had your hookup site, you have a side house. Is that still going?
You know what? I just, throughout lockdown, I just didn't have time to like keep everything going. Like, and I feel like when I got pregnant, like my main priority was just having a healthy pregnancy, because obviously I've been through a miscarriage before. Like, my brain was just like, I want everything to be okay. So that is still not continuing on, but it was really good while it was happening, because I think it got people like together, and it was really interesting.
Yeah, I've read a couple of stories like where you've done interviews with people talking about it, and you said that even got you in the mood. So when Michael was coming home, you were like, do you know what, ready to go?
Yeah, that's how I got pregnant.
So I also read, like, do you dress up for Michael a lot? What do you kind of do? Do you surprise him with things? Or,
I mean, I have every good intentions, but then by the time it gets to bedtime, it's like we're really tired. But when we do try, like, and make an effort for each other, you know what I mean? Because it's obviously important to keep the spark alive, and we're like best friends. We do everything together, so we're really lucky, really.
So I was going to ask you, I didn't know your site wasn't continued, but I was going to say, what advice do you have for any singletons out there that are maybe slightly cautious of maybe like the casual sex era, haven't dipped their toe in yet? What do you say for them who are like, oh, shall I, shan't I?
Well, I'm sure the site's still there. They should definitely get back on there and see who they can meet.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm actually newly single. So what advice have you got for me, Danielle?
You need to get on there and get an OnlyFans.
I don't know about that. I think I'll stick to the day job for now, but that's good to know that you're encouraging me there. Have you got anything else in the pipeline or anything planned for the year that we don't know about?
I've got loads of stuff coming up, but I can't really
That's all top secret.
Yeah,
oh.
secret, but obviously just continuing to work, being a busy mum, got my Jetta page, so just keeping going. Really, I like to keep my fingers in all the pies and keep busy, and including doing the washing and ironing and cooking.
Yeah, I'm baffled how you have enough time for everything. So absolutely, hands up to you.
Well, people think I've got like 10 nannies and all sorts. Like I haven't even got one.
So you do it all yourself, or just you and Michael? Obviously,
just
maybe like
Michael. Yeah.
Hats off to you both. No wonder you ain't got the energy by the time you get home and in bed.
Yeah. No wonder I've lost so much weight.
Oh, brilliant. Well, honestly, Danielle, it's been such a pleasure talking to you. And yeah, hope you have a lovely week.
Oh, thank you.
See you later.